Hello, welcome to another episode of Massachusetts. I'm your host, Bob Tremblay. Well, we've had some really drenching rains. And so right now, it's really soggy out here. The temperature is about 37 degrees. It's very wet, cold, and raw. So what does that mean? It's a perfect day to take the dogs dog mushing with the bike. So stay tuned. So I'm doing something a little different today that I don't typically do. Today we're going to be running on a paved bike trail. I usually avoid places like this because I don't really like to run the dogs on pavement. And also these bike trails, they tend to be kind of heavily trafficked with other dog walkers and joggers, and I just try to avoid that kind of a thing. But with it being so cold today, I'm kind of counting on that keeping people off the trail. And I want to be here because it's so wet that the woods are really very muddy and there's a lot of puddles now. So I'm kind of counting on this pavement being a little bit better footing for us today. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, you guys ready? All right, great, let's go. Allons-y. Hop up, hop up. Hop, hop, hop. Yes, good, ahead, that's it. There we go. So even though they don't run on paved bike trails like this very often, I am impressed with how they know how to stick to the lane. I think that's because I've been running them at home, kind of around the neighborhood. And part of that, and some of the stuff near my house is paved. And so they've learned to kind of follow the lane, which I guess is a good thing. This stretch we're coming to right now, we actually saw a bear about 1.5 years ago. So, nice open stretch, kind of goes through some swampy area. We'll see if we see any wildlife today. They're kind of at a trot today, but you can really see the different gait between Shiva and Bandit. Bandit's on the left in the red harness. You see Bandit has much more of a bouncy gait. He kind of bounds. Shiva, you'll see, is just all forward momentum. If you look at her legs are just moving her forward. Her back is so steady, you could probably set a teacup on it. Whereas Bandit would be a pretty wild ride if you're riding him. Two very different strides. We're going through the swamp right now, and they're pretty interested in seeing if there's anything around here. Like I said, this is where we saw the bear before. So they got very excited. They must smell some kind of a animal track here as they pulled off to the side and really kind of picked up their pace for a second there, but we didn't see anything. Yes, that's it. Good. We're coming to a road crossing, and this can be very distracting for the dogs because typically at these crossings there's usually a lot of scents from dog walkers and folks like that. And also, of course, you just have the hazard of the road itself. So let's see how the dogs do here. I want them to go ahead and cross the road. That's it, let's go, up. Okay, the road close looks clear. Good, ahead. Yes, that's it, good. Ahead, yes. Nice. You saw a bandit was briefly distracted there by some scents on the posts, but they got through. So this is the end of our line here. This is the point where we're going to turn around and go back. Whenever I run the dogs, I usually try to plan it so that the first half of the run is most of the climbing and the second half of the run is more downhill, and that's just what this is. So even though this bike trail follows an old railroad grade, we have been slightly climbing since we started. So turning around, we'll have a downgrade. And the dogs are very excited here by these posts. So we'll give them a little breather. Okay guys, ready? Let's go back. Come on, let's turn around. Hot round. Hot. Yes, yes. Good, all the way. All the way. Good, ahead. Good. Okay, stand. All right, ready? Great, let's go. Hup, hup. Hup. Let's go back. So up ahead I can see the first people that I've seen on this run so far. I can see a couple of folks. Looks like they're probably walking a dog on a leash. We'll see. This is the kind of thing I usually like to avoid, but when you're on a trail like this, these are kind of hazards you're going to encounter. Looks like there may even be somebody else further down the line too. Alright, on by. Okay, G over. G over. No, no, G. 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 Alright, come on, ahead, ahead. Pass on your left. Ahead, 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 on by. Good dogs, good dogs. Ahead, ahead. Come on, come on. That's it. G over. G over. Good. Okay, on by. Hello. Good dogs. Well, we're nearing the end of our run. We've been out for about an hour. It's really just been the last, maybe 10 minutes that we've begun to run into people. So we saw two sets of dog walkers. One couple had some kind of a large bulldog. Another couple had three, looked like German Shepherd types. Overall, the other dogs were well behaved, but it was really a distraction for my guys, and they got tangled up in their harnesses, which is always the biggest issue. I never want my dogs getting hurt, just getting tangled up in their own lines. And then we saw a lone biker kind of going by, and the dogs passed him easily. But overall, this was not a very enthusiastic run. You can kind of see the dogs, I think they find a run like this boring, and they probably find it more of a chore. So I'll get them out on something more interesting later this week. But anyway, that's what it's like bike mushing on a bike trail. Ha, ha, ha. Yes. Good. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good, 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 good. Up, 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 up.